You know what a math degree is worth? About as much as this. It's real nice. Bye. That's your math degree. I got the market making software to work, sort of. So we're gonna try some algorithmic trading today on our way to building the greatest quant system ever. Thanks for joining me on my journey to $1 billion.
Yeah, generally beta is measured by the S&P 500, yeah. But you can, as you guys know, you can compare beta to everything.
So employment, so basically means Fed can cut rates, right? Is that the way the market's gonna interpret it? You can kind of look at it any which way you want. I did watch the speech. That was pretty good. It's funny how he kept ribbing the Democrats. They looked so mad. That was enjoyable. Yeah, I think the tariffs are not gonna be a thing. But, you know, we don't know yet. We'll do a whole preview of Rigetti. Stay tuned. Yeah, I actually do think it's going to be worse than IonQ, but we don't know. I had a vision. It's going to sound weird. I had a vision that Rigetti was trading at 5. I think S&P goes down today, but that's a guess. No clue. Yeah, that's really funny. The kid who got the Secret Service. That was cute. Wakes up. Time to protect the president. I do like Zscaler, but I don't know if the quarter is good or not, you know? You got to be pretty careful around that kind of stuff. All it takes is the company to say, actually, business has slowed down. And it's over. That's why tech investing is pretty difficult. Yeah, I feel like looking at pharma today, so. Market's opening in 5 minutes. Let's look at most, see what's going on. Okay, 𝗕𝗄𝗃's getting taken over by Jazz. It's traded 60 million shares. A lot of shares traded over Rigetti today so far. Palantir, Clear Channel, actually Palantir, Tesla. So a couple of oddballs, 𝗕𝗄𝗃's custom truck, LZ Technology, some weird REITs, 𝗕𝗊𝗙𝗘, which is a drug company actually. Lots of weird ones. Nexen, Deutsche Bank finally up. Not too much going on here, but all these stocks are up about somewhere between 10 and 20%, or 7 and 15%. Losers, we've got 𝗟𝗡𝗍𝗏 down 23%, Adaptive Biotech down 18%, ADPT. Daktronics down 17%, Tech Energy, Karyopharm, Global Ocean, Hims and Hers down 6-7%. Hims getting smoked. 𝗕𝗄𝗃's already traded quite a lot with their merger. Palantir, Strategy, all normal names. Gilead, CrowdStrike, again, trading down a bit. Alibaba, Coca-Cola and Apple, Amazon, TSM, Coinbase, Supermicro, Alphabet, KKR, and Broadcom. So kind of a quiet morning. We'll see how the market reacts to the speech Trump gave. We'll see how the market reacts to like a very roller coaster session yesterday. It's sort of a tug of war between bulls and bears. There's the ADP payroll too. You know, I think the bears are pretty steadfast in their belief the economy is slowing down. There's a lot of issues. The bulls think, you know, growth is in this Goldilocks state. We might even get some rate cuts. Trump is a big win for the economy. So lots of different, you know, factors at play here. Yeah, there it was. I shorted a bunch of that. I don't think I got it in the 23s, if I recall correctly, but right now it's 22.10. Yeah, I might lever up a little bit and short some more Rigetti. 6 puts are trading for. 6 puts are 11 cents. I mean, it's not inconceivable. Well, after earnings, the move will already have started, so it depends. No, Rigetti has had some of the most volume of all the stocks today. 8 million shares. It is literally number, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, number 8 on the volume list. Yeah, number 8, just behind Ford Motor. So Rigetti's trading. Big bears on that list too. As is D-Wave and Soundhound. These are like, that's how you know people are bag holding. Oh, there's still tons of volume traded in these stocks. They're not going up. That's the final passage of the bags. Speaking of which, I guess we should just update the Rigetti model. I last looked at the stock when I last updated this when it was $19 a share. Can you believe that? Rigetti was 19 bucks. Did it really have a 5 billion market cap at peak? I can't believe it is a 2 billion market cap right now. Then they last updated this one at 12 bucks. Now I'm updating it at 786. Wow. Yeah, so last quarter they did 2.4 million in revenue. Wow. I can't wait till Goodell has more revenue than Rigetti. We'll probably cross like in a couple quarters. Rigetti's traded $100 billion of volume. Why? This company does nothing. The last year they spent 49 million in R&D. We're to believe that that's worth 2.2 billion just because it's quantum R&D. It's sort of sus that, like, usually important companies report way earlier. It's pretty sus that they're reporting this late. And they moved it up. They used to report even later. D-Wave still reports super late. You're not a real company if you're reporting that late. Okay, so consensus is for 2.5 million. So if they can't beat that, which is down 25% year over year, there's not much financial history for Rigetti. Consensus is 2.5 million. Next quarter is 2.8, which is also down year over year. What kind of growth stock is down revenue? These numbers aren't even worth analyzing. Consensus for the full year, I definitely missed this, is 16 million, and then 35 million the year after. Down 25% year over year. Last quarter, the Q3 quarter, they were down 23% year over year. Now they're going to be down 25. That's consensus at least. And they're not actually selling any machines. This is all grant stuff, I think. Oh yeah, I also have their shares outstanding mooning to 280 million. We don't know what their new shares outstanding are or their new cash, so we'll have to see what that looks like. Actually, it says here 216 million shares outstanding, but I still have it at 280. I'm sorry, yeah. I don't know if there was warrants or what exactly. Oh, they have more cash than I thought. 365 in cash. Yeah, they'll be good for a while. I mean, it's funny. He said on TV that the company's experimental during the quarter in question. So it's one way to think about that. I think they were so focused on raising money and doing all this other stuff that I'm not sure they had the time to sell. I'm not sure how many salespeople they have anyway. I don't think they're going to do a conference call. I don't think they did a conference call last time, Drax. There's just nothing to report. 2 million in revenue, probably non-cash revenue, and 15 million in R&D. We keep trying. Doesn't work. Keep trying again. Well, what's a great technology for humankind? Quantum? You're not talking about quantum computing, are you? I'm not even sure it's a great technology for humankind. I studied more quantum than any of you guys. I talked to the who's who in quantum. What's one thing quantum can do? One thing. Right now, it can't do anything. We know that. But what's one thing theoretically you think quantum computing can do that we need? No, Matans, that's not the case. But please, tell me more about what I've done or haven't done. What's quantum coherence? That's not a function. Truly random numbers. I'm with you, Ryan. That is a thing. You can kind of get that with circuit sampling, but it's not truly random. Is there a single thing that quantum can do in the future that is useful that a regular computer can't do? No, I'm in pharma. It's not useful for pharma. That's a LARP. Nobody in pharma has said it's useful. Ask somebody that works at Pfizer or Merck or Bristol Myers. Oh, you don't know anybody that works at Pfizer, Merck, or Bristol Myers because you're nobody. Oh, who am I? I only have thousands of people I know that work at those companies. Call anybody and ask them, is it hard to make a drug once you know the target? I have a spoiler alert for you. The answer is no, it's not hard. We don't need quantum. You can actually do it on your desktop. We used to use things called Cray supercomputers. Now you can just do it on your desktop. I've traded $100 million of quantum stocks in the last few months. You think I am not done to do DD? Yeah, Wiggly, I don't think you understand what Mo and Schrodinger are. And even my app, drug-like, this is literally what we did. You don't need quantum for that. Read Journal of Medicinal Chemistry. Read some patents. Between the two of us, one of us has patents in pharmaceuticals. It's not you. One of us has won patents creating pharmaceuticals. One of us has put drugs that he created into human beings in clinical trials. Is it you? Is it Wiggly? Is it Wiggly? The online anonymous guy? Or is Martin Shkreli, who took his billion-dollar drug company public at 28? You have patents on drug discovery? Put the patent number in. Put the patent number in. You know what a math degree is worth? About as much as this. Ah, that's nice. That's real nice. Bye. That's your math degree. All right? Explain Majorana? Why do I have to explain anything to you? You're talking about drugs. Now you want to switch the subject. You think you know more pharma than the pharma, bro? How many drug companies you start? I know a lot about this stuff, Wiggly. Don't test me. It does not take too long to do crystallography, like 3 months. You ain't doing crystallography with quantum computing, I'll tell you that. AlphaFold is not that useful. I gotta tell you, we don't use it in industry. Quantum financial is also useless. We're talking about change. You're talking about denatured. Protein crystals won't change. Wiggly, you need a degree in speaking English. Basically, I mean, if you've been around computing, quantum is sort of like one of the final frontiers. It's very interesting scientifically. That's why I love it. That's why I followed D-Wave for 20 years. I think that there's this academic challenge in actually doing, quantum computing ever since like Feynman and David Deutsch threw down the gauntlet. It would be a feat of engineering to brag about, but I don't think anybody thinks there's a commercial approach. I talked to the head of one of those three companies, Google, Microsoft, and IBM, the head of their quantum division, and they admitted that they don't feel revenue opportunity is more than 100 million. Your father has an honor in master in maths. That's not English. That's not a complete sentence. Master's degree without a PhD? That's sad, man. So taking a couple abstract algebra classes makes you an expert in quantum computing? How does that work? It's not even you, that's your dad. You know who my dad is? Yeah, master's degrees don't count for anything out here. You need a PhD. Or why be an academic? You can't do research. Where you can do a postdoc. I don't think unlocking Nakamoto's wallet's that useful. Nobody gets why quantum computers are useful. That's my point. There's not a single application. When I asked for an application, you said pharma. But you don't know anything about pharma. And I'm the one with the ego? You're pretending you know what pharma is? Material science? You actually talk to pharmaceutical engineers and material science engineers and ask them how bad do they need a quantum computer? Do you know how easy it is to make a small molecule? It's like plumbing. It's the easiest part of drug discovery. Yeah, I mean, if you know Schrodinger, then you should know how easy it is. Synthesis can be difficult sometimes. No, quantum can't really do anything. Let's be real. There's no practical use of it. It's a cool trick. It's like making a transistor out of making fundamental computing gates or things like that out of exotic materials. You could do it with DNA. You could do it with all kinds of stuff. And it's fun. It's a cool project. Nobody's done it with quantum effects. And also, I mean, there's things like, Shor's. So Ryan, the public key in P2PKH is revealed. It's not revealed in Taproot. It's not revealed in the other scripts, but I believe in P2PKH, public keys are revealed in the payment script. No, it's not useful for cryptography. So that is a field I know as well. I think that NSA would be interested in cracking some old emails that they harvested. But remember, the throughput to a useful quantum computer is going to be fairly limited. You have to prepare gate states and things like that, calibration. These aren't going to be that useful by the time that they're useful enough to do large volume email analysis or whatever, cryptographic communications analysis and just things that they get from trunk wires and stuff like that. NSA, I don't think any of those secrets will be that useful. And NIST already gave you dilithium and Kyber. So anything really secure is quantum secure now. Nobody's sending, RSA 4096 messages or state secrets. Well, Ariana, I wrote an essay about this, that even today, if you gave me a 10 million qubit quantum computer, I wouldn't know what to do with it. And even if you gave me a 200,000 H200 cluster, there are limited things I could do with that. Other than playing Crisis, at the end of the day, our compute needs are sufficient unless you're in this edge case where you're XAI, you're OpenAI, someone like that. But I don't have any real use case there. There's a handful of companies that need that, but not many. And Grover's is, I think Grover's is an imaginary concept. Nobody's proven Grover's can do anything. So all you've got is Shor's. You haven't even proven Traveling Salesman. And other 3-sat problems could be done faster. So you got a lot of issues here. A lot of issues. Well, Majorana, if Majorana works, IonQ and Rigetti are out of business. I don't think so, Matans. I love quantum computing. I spent a lot of time in this space. Read a lot of books. Know a lot of people, some of the biggest names in the space. There are people who are really big in quantum computing that are literally skeptical of quantum computing. You can read Scott Aronson's blog. Nobody's using D-Wave. Nobody's using D-Wave.
Are you a D-Wave baggie, Wiggly? You're not a D-Wave baggie. Listen, we can argue about quantum computing, but you can't think. You can't think D-Wave has something. Oh man, you got a real case of baggieitis. You might want to check the financials, and the fact that they needed to do a SPAC might give you a clue that nobody's using their stuff. I mean, they've been at it for a long time, D-Wave. D-Wave in Miami, No, Luca, not yet. I mean, that's the dream. If there's any problem that either an annealer or a quantum computer could solve faster than a transistor-based computer, that would be Nobel Prize winning. Has not happened yet. I think it's actually going to be roughly 50 years before it happens. But at least somebody's trying to like support it. I give you credit for that. Yeah, I mean, the topological qubits are, that's the exciting idea. If you read the old Microsoft paper from 20 years ago, they've been working on this forever. There's still people skeptical of it. There is no practical use case for it now or in the future. You need coherence time to go up for these to even work. But I don't know, again, your sort of the point is, why do you need that? What are you going to get out of that? There's no use. I've read every book in this space. I've talked to everybody in this space. You can't point to one industrial use case. You also can't type. Like, your communication skills are pretty abysmal. If you want to jump in Discord, maybe you're better in voice than typing. I suggest you try to slow down and just write complete sentences, because your just sort of gibberish doesn't help. It's not very effective. I mean, are you typing with one hand? You just try complete sentences. Maybe even try punctuation. Sure, Matons, I do have Discord. Discord.gg/Martin Shkreli. Look, I mean, I love quantum computing. I think it's the coolest thing ever. But I'm also not delusional enough to confuse my adoration for scientific advancement with business opportunity. There are two very different things. And Schrodinger is a great example of how tiny the market opportunity is. In fact, the Google people mentioned that to me. They said the best we can do is be like Schrodinger, who has 100 million in revenue. Trying to help with what? You don't have any credentials. You don't have any interesting thoughts. You mentioned annealers. That's like minus 1,000 points. Majorana is different because it's topologically braided anion. It's exciting, but there's no proof it works. Look, many people are questioning the Microsoft progress because they made sort of a gaffe a long time ago. Not a long time ago, like 3 years ago, with the same exact thing. This has been their pet quantum idea for a long time. But again, if Majorana works and Microsoft wins, everyone else loses. It's over, right? They have profound new philosophy for quantum computing. And if they do it, it's all over. It's hard to it's hard to have a back and forth with the guy that types 3 words at a time and just slow down and write a complete sentence. I know a lot about Majorana. It's not relevant because there's only one company pursuing it. And as I've described, it's sort of a lark. A lot of people don't believe in it. I'm not going to do a quiz show with you. No, Majorana is sort of a new particle. It's a new matter state. They're naming the chip that, but it's like naming a chip electron or something. All right, well, this Discord thing's a bust. Yeah, because we're waiting for the guy, Matons, to come. Are you Matons? Oh, hey, Loop.
Hey.
How are you?
First of all, I'm a huge fan of it. Now, regarding quantum computing, I had a different take. Now, I might be wrong here, but
Me too.
I wanted to suggest it.
Yeah, I accept the idea that I might be wrong as well. So, nobody's infallible.
So the way I see it, like, the challenge in quantum computing is they have to remove as much noise as possible so the particles can be entangled.
Yes, that's fair to say for now. Sure, I'll accept that. Yeah.
Okay, so if you can get the particle entangled, you get a phenomenon called quantum coherence.
Well, coherence is just how long it takes for the system to stay entangled. So I think you've got a circular definition going.
It's okay. I'll accept that, but you have entanglement, so you get 2 things with entanglement. Like the first one, like I might be wrong, but the first one you get is synchronization over like immediate synchronization over vast distances. Like you get faster than speed of light communication, basically, right?
No, so yeah. Spooky action at a distance is the theory that you can get communication faster than the speed of light, but that's been disproven. You know, the idea is that if you have entanglement at any distance and the particles stay entangled at any distance, they are literally communicating, and you have faster than speed of light communication. This is a famous EPR paper, Einstein paper, that went through this as well. And this has been like a debate in the physics community for a long time. I'm not a physicist, by the way. You know, this is not my space. But you know, that whole communication, sometimes Einstein called it spooky action at a distance, is not really a phenomenon that's sought to be exploited by quantum computing. I think the goal of quantum computing is to exploit the other quantum effects.
That they can have like a probability in space, and then they can have like beats and different
superposition is the
yeah. But what I was interested in is not really much quantum computing as the computing, the new paradigm from computing. What I was more interested in is if you can get two particles to get entangled and communication becomes much cheaper, then I thought, and that links to my hypothesis about how it can affect pharma. If you could, like right now, you could have like nanorobots. That's my pretty much take, because these nanorobots, you can insert them into the bloodstream, or I don't know, like any other chest, and they can communicate between each other and outside much better. So let's say if you want to administer a drug, or like right now you have to do a trade-off between what you load the drug with, so it gets to a specific cell and not to other cells. But if you have robots, you can, this trade-off is between the active component you want to reach the cell and the things it has to go through. You actually can reduce that, and you can reach cells better with nanorobots, and you have the communication part there.
I don't see what this has to do with quantum.
No, because the communication is free and better. So let's say that you're interested in hormones secreting out of the thyroid. I don't know how to say it in English, but let's say there's like a hormone, and you want to make sure that this hormone is not secreted. So you send one nanorobot over there, and then another nanorobot, it supplies something else to a cell, but it has to make sure that this specific hormones are not secreted. So the fact that you get this communication instantly, it opens the possibility to less interfere with the body and help more.
So I think there's a couple of problems with your theory. I mean, the first is that this is like pretty outlandish, and absolutely nobody is thinking this, you know, which isn't always a bad thing, but it's, you know, you're kind of really in outer space right now. Nanobots are a million times or even a billion times bigger than any particle that has a quantum effect. So, you know, you really are missing kind of the idea that, you know, nanobots could transmit quantum information. There's also no quantum network that exists. And I don't think you could get a wireless quantum network because the noise would break the entanglement. So there's a reason that you have 0 Kelvin temperatures for a lot of these chips, is because you want as little noise as possible. Human body temperature would not be a way to transmit quantum information. There's just too many observers and too much observer effect to take the superposition away. So I think you're just too science fiction, man.
Yeah, it might be possible this is totally outlandish, but what I think is that
it's 100% outlandish.
Yeah. if they can reach the state of entanglement outside, like it's all a matter of how do they solve computer quantum.
Okay. I have to mute you. I'm sorry. I have to go. There's other things I need to do. That was an interesting theory. I kind of feel like you're trolling me too. So it's very hard to maintain quantum states. You know, they're maintained for milliseconds. Just something to keep in mind. Nobody's really been able to communicate quantum information. I appreciate your time, but that was like very, you know, I would suggest reading Mike and Ike. Mike and Ike is the book. There's no better book.